Good morning, Lansing coworkers. It's Chief Sturdivant here. It's the latter part of January 2025, and I wanted to provide a briefing to give you some insight on where the organization is headed into this new year. First and foremost, I have to give you folks a great and a very robust shout out. Thank you so very, very much for a very productive 2024. We were able to accomplish a lot of things administratively. You folks have done a great job in your respective areas of responsibility as it relates to service delivery, either internally or externally to the community, and I am very, very grateful for that. We've released our annual reports, and the reports reflect that we've seen a 25% increase in our call volume over the course of the last 5 years. That basically equates to, at a minimum, a 5% call volume increase per year. However, last year we saw about an 8% increase in our call volume. And all of this is being managed while our organization has maintained status quo from a staffing standpoint. And we could not have done this without the hard work of each and every one of you and the efforts that you've put forth within your professional craft. And I am very, very grateful as the fire chief and very thankful that we have the dedicated members that we do within our organization. So thank you so very, very much for that. We had an award ceremony a few weeks back, and I'd like to give some kudos to all of the awardees. The award ceremony was held at Peckham. It was very well attended, even with some inclement weather. And we anticipate next year's award ceremony will be a lot more robust, as we are already making plans to change the location because of the limited room and the number of seats that we had available. But again, thank you to all the awardees. I salute you. My hat goes off to you. Please continue to keep up the good work. And we will look for some increases in the nominations and the recognition process, because our award ceremony and the recognition process is driven from a peer standpoint. Myself, the chiefs, we're not sitting in the ivory tower trying to make some determinations on who has done what above and beyond the call of duty. That comes from you folks, our members, and we're really, really proud that our process is peer-driven. So please look for some additional information. If you've got any call information, any information relative to an incident or the work, don't hesitate to run it up the chain of command so that it can be part of the consideration for our award ceremony. Again, I've mentioned that our annual reports have been released. There will be hard copies in the stations for you to review. I'm proud of this report because it is more data-driven with the actual statistics of performance for our organization. So it's going to look a bit different, but the information speaks for itself as it relates to the busy nature of what we do day in and day out. And I think you'll find it interesting. So when those hard copies get to the stations, please don't hesitate to take a look at them. Also, we are currently in the midst of budget development. And yes, we have received information from City Hall that budgets, for the most part, will need to remain flat. That is what it is, but we are also planning on some pretty significant initiatives administratively as we move into this new year. We're going to have ISO in the city a little later this spring to conduct an assessment, and we are very heavily anticipating the fact that we will be able to reduce our ISO rating from a 2 to a 1, which is the best rating that we could possibly receive. And we are shooting for that And we'll continue to work with the Board of Water and Light relative to the water distribution system. We'll continue to work with Ingham County 911 relative to our communication and dispatch system. And of course, we'll continue to work with Chief Rivet and his staff and all of the good work that you folks have been doing as it relates to our training records, which are all major components of what we're looking to do with ISO. Also, we will be looking to partner again with the Center for Public Safety Excellence to roll out a community risk assessment. We want to get our arms around the risks that are in our community that are known and maybe unknown. We want to quantify those risks. We want to identify the service level objectives on how we will look to mitigate those risks. We want to put those in reports. We want to share those reports with the mayor, with council, so that, again, we can quantify exactly what we see in this community as we provide service, and we can transition from opinion and thoughts to a more qualified, quantified process to establish what we know because we are involved day to day, but how can we tell that story a little better to ensure that the decision makers are in the loop with understanding the serious nature of public safety and what we're doing and the heavy call load that we face with in this community. From a personnel standpoint, we know that our staffing has been a challenge. We've got 12 to 15 folks in paramedic school right now, and that's causing some staffing challenges. I'm very grateful to the battalion chiefs for their ability to manage the day-to-day staffing to ensure that all of our stations stay open, all of our rigs stay operational. We do have a mandate from an MOU that all new hires will become paramedics, and we are planning for that. We do have a plan for that. If you are an incumbent member and if you are interested in paramedic school, please be patient with us. There's only a certain number of students that we can engage based on our needs to keep service delivery front and center, but we are planning to ensure that any and everyone that wants to become a paramedic within our organization, we provide the training, we provide the resources, we provide the support to help you be successful with that endeavor. As you are also aware, we're in the midst of hiring for our SAFER grant. We're going to be bringing on 25 new members with an anticipated Recruit Academy start date of late February. We are excited about what this holds. We have a handful of folks, I think 3 or 4, that are already paramedically certified, and we've already offered them some soft conditional job offers so that we can keep them on the hook and keep them interested in Lansing Fire as we continue to plan for the upcoming Recruit Academy. We've been meeting with HR on a regular basis, and we're excited about what this will look like for us. You may not be aware, but we recently rolled out, with the help of HR, our continuous paramedic recruitment. This means that we are posting for firefighter paramedics a year-round. And this is the Lansing Fire Department's version of a lateral. It's actually more of an equivalent process where if you have this level of fire certification and paramedic certification, you can come in at the organization with then this pay scale, which hopefully will also increase some levels of interest around the state, around the country, for those firefighter paramedics that are out there that already have certification. So we're excited about that. Within the budget process, I will be requesting 6 new positions at the firefighter paramedic equivalency so that we can measure that against the year-round open recruitment that we currently have. What we don't want is to generate some interest with this year-round recruitment and not have an opportunity to integrate interested and certified potential candidates into the organization. So we want to measure that against what we will be able to do. So within this budget cycle, the development is taking place right now to where we will be asking the mayor and city council to approve 6 additional positions so that we can potentially assign 2 new certified firefighter paramedics to each of the 3 shifts, that we can streamline their training and get them on board more sooner than later within the continual recruitment process that we currently have open. So we're very, very excited about what that's going to look like. Facility-wise, if you're not familiar, the beams are in the process of being erected at the Public Safety Campus on South Washington. If you get an opportunity, I'd recommend you drive by, just take a look. It is coming to fruition. It is coming out of the ground. It is becoming a tangible project for us relative to the public safety bond that was passed a couple, 3 years ago. So that's very exciting for us. Station 2 has been demolished. We will soon see an increased level of activity at that location to begin the build out of the new Station 2. So we are very, very excited with what that's going to do for us. I really want to commend the crews at Station 8 for their willingness and their integration of Station 2 into their house. The process has worked relatively well as far as we can tell right now. We have not missed any calls. We have not had significant delays with addressing calls from the community. Our crews are getting along relatively well at that location. So I really would like to commend the captains that are assigned there at Station 8, the captains that are assigned at Station 2, and your ability to collaborate and work together as we address this temporary situation up until we get new Station 2 built out of the ground. So thank you for your work in that regard. I'd also like to thank all of our company officers and our crews for the pre-incident planning process that you have been involved. This is very important for us. This is a component and a program that has a huge safety factor. It's important for leadership at the company officer level and our crews to be familiar with target hazards within their first due communities, so that there is a level of familiarization, so that there's a proper level of planning and preparedness as it relates to any response that you may have at these locations. So thank you for the work in that regard. If there are any challenges or requests for needed resources, please don't hesitate to run those up through your chain of command, through the battalion chiefs. You can reach out to the fire marshal's division and they can provide some direction. But I just really wanted to make sure that we offered a level of thanks for our company officers and their ability to engage in that program. It is so critically important for our firefighter safety. So thank you for that. Again, I spoke about ISO assessment, the community risk assessment process that's currently being planned. We are also working with other city stakeholders to develop a Lansing business registry where all of the businesses in Lansing, we have some ideas of where they are and what they do and if there are any hazards and things of that nature. So we are looking to develop a more solid database with what is taking place in the community. And there is an end game for all of this. And as we get a bit closer to that end game, I'll be more than willing to share what that thought process is. Right now, it's just all about data collection, information gathering, so that it can be analyzed and we can factor it into what the process is to ensure that Lansing is front and center with modern 21st century fire service techniques and processes and programs. And we are definitely moving in the right direction in that regard. We are also in the midst of a significant records management system transition. You should be aware to a certain extent right now of the ESO transition. We're trying to get all of our fire records, our EMS records on the same platform. We want to make it seamless and easier for our company officers, our engineers, our paramedics to log into the systems for record-keeping purposes. We are also transitioning at a national level from INFRS as the national record-keeping database to NERIS, which will be the new National Fire and EMS Service database. And we have a mandate here within the next year to go live with that process. So everything we're doing right now from an organizational standpoint is a build-up to where we will find ourselves in the future, and being aligned at the national, being aligned at the state, and definitely being aligned at the local level. And we just want to make sure that you are all aware of what that looks like. We want to ensure also that you understand we received the turnout gear grant from the state, so there will be additional turnout gear. We're researching the PFAS-free gear. We're transitioning our helmets. We're providing just about any and everything you will need in order to do your job safely and to be a good complement to your coworkers, to the system, as it relates to the great work that you folks do day in and day out. And I am so grateful for all of the professionalism and all of the hard work ethic that you bring to the table. So thank you for that. Outside of that, our cadet program is working along very, very well right now. I think we've got half a dozen cadets that we are training and we are molding and shaping as it relates to becoming a future City of Lansing firefighter. They are all young, engaged, energetic, and Chief Odom is doing a great job with that process. So we're very pleased there also. That's about all I have to share right now without going into a deep dive. I wanted to take an opportunity to share a few moments with you. It's been difficult, and I've got to get a lot better, and I promise you I will with my station visits. I know there are questions and comments and thoughts and recommendations that I am interested in hearing from you all. Please take advantage of utilizing our suggestion box. Those suggestions are reviewed, and anything tangible that we can roll out based on a suggestion, we're going to be looking to do. I will be working with Jules here within the next week or so to schedule the next round of officers' meetings, and very excited for those meetings because I learn a lot, I hear a lot, and we share a lot within that forum. Last but not least, 2025 will be the year that we roll out our upcoming promotional processes. So for all of you future chief officers, for all of you future company officers, please begin now to blow the dust off of your study material. Regardless of what it is, I'm sure there's some connection and some relevancy with possible promotion. So you can give yourselves a head start by just pulling out your information, your research, and taking a look at just reminding yourselves on, how we do and what we do as we continue to work with IMCO on the development of our division, battalion chief promotional process and our captain's promotional process. Very excited to develop a new eligibility list for these assignments and these ranks. And there will be additional information forthcoming soon as it relates to the LFD 2025 promotional processes for our organization. So as I close, I just again want to say thank you so much for all of the hard work, all of the great effort, all of the strong work ethic, all of the camaraderie, all of the collegial collaboration that takes place within our organization, because we would not be where we are without you. Each and every one of you have done a phenomenal job. I'm so proud of you. My office is always open. The mobile phones are always on. Please utilize your chain of command if you want to have something considered. If you just want to share and talk to any of our command staff, you know how to reach us. We want to ensure that we are an open, inclusive organization and that everyone understands how much they matter, especially as it relates to my office. So again, thank you very much for what you do. Please be safe out there. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your family. That will help you to take care of each other and take care of our community. My level of customer service is to you because I know there's a direct correlation between that and the customer service that you provide to this community, and it has been without question. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your shift, the rest of your day. Please stay safe, and 2025 is going to be a great year for the Lansing Fire Department. Thank you.